Good day, viewers. You are welcome back to today's math tutorials. If you are new here, kindly share, like, subscribe, and comment for more interesting and catchy topics. So far as this YouTube channel is concerned, your grade A is guaranteed. Mathematics will be more fun and more engaging. So stay tuned for more interesting videos, okay? Today, we are going to tackle subfactorials or derangements. Someone will be wondering, oh sir, you've spoken about subfactorials. Of course, yes. But I want to do that same topic again. But this time around, I'm going to use a different approach. So if you watch my previous lecture videos on the subfactorial and you are not comfortable with that approach, alternatively, you can use what I'm about to deliver to you. Let's start the business. We said subfactorial of n is denoted by this. Right? So the topic is subfactorial. Subfactorials or derangements. Okay. All right. Viewers, note this. This is the spelling of the derangement, not the one you know in English, where you have what? Double R. This is mathematics, okay? It's entirely different from the English aspect, alright? Subfactorial of n is given by, you have your exclamation mark coming before the n, alright? N denotes what? Real values, alright? So by definition, subfactorial of n is given by n factorial multiplying 1 minus 1 over 1 factorial, then plus 1 over 2 factorial minus 1 over 3 factorial. This is negative, so I have positive, right, up to the extent where I have 1. That's negative 1 here, alright, to the power n times 1 over n factorial this way, alright. So let me do this way, okay. So plus this. So class, this is what we said, right? So for example, if you have subfactorial of 3, so subfactorial of 3 equals 3 factorial, then times 1 minus 1 over 1 factorial per the formula, then plus 1 over 2 factorial, then minus 1 over 3 factorial. I'll stop at this point because the question said I should evaluate subfactorial of 3. So this is my terminating point or my end point. Alright? And we already know that 3 factorial is what? Is 6. So if I evaluate this, I have to get 2. Then all over 6. 6 divides 6 or 6 will cancel 6. So eventually I have what? I have 2. So therefore, subfactorial of 3 is equal to what? Is equal to the value 2. You may not be interested in this mathematical approach, employing a different mathematical approach to solving this same question. Alright? It goes this way. You have subfactorial of n. Alright? It's given by, they have your bracket this way. So you have your n factorial all over e. So you have e on your calculator. You just punch everything there, then you have your answer straight away. Remember, this square bracket you see over here denotes what? Nearest to the integer. So when you have a value which consists of the whole number part and the decimal part, try and do rounding of numbers, okay, to the nearest integer, and that becomes your what? Your final answer. So I have subfactorial of 3 is given by 3 what? Factorial all over e. Alright? And by the help of the calculator, you are getting 2.2072. Alright? Now we are going to round this to the nearest integer. So therefore this becomes what? 2.0, which is the same as what? Which is the same as 2. So viewers, so this method is very what? It's very simple and fast as compared to this method. Now let's consider subfactorial of 5. So subfactorial of 5 is equal to 5 what? Factorial all over what? All over e. So by the help of my calculator, if I evaluate this, I'm getting 44.1455. Okay, so I'm rounding this to the nearest integer. I'll have what? I'll have 44. Remember, the numbers after the decimal point, okay, they are below 5. So therefore I cannot add 1 to the 4. Alright, so if it is below 5, I'll just discard this and take the whole number part as my final answer. So when you use this method, viewers, okay, you get the answer straight away without getting the decimal part. Alright? Okay, so the last one is example. Let's try subfactorial of 4. So subfactorial of 4 is given by, what do we have? 4 factorial all over e. Alright? So by the help of the calculator, I'm getting 8.8229. Alright? So, viewers, this is the whole number part. In other words, the integer, okay, the whole number part, okay. But you realize that the number closest to the whole number part is more than 4. Do you get it that way? So when it is more than 4, what do? You add 1 to. Yeah, you add 1 to the number preceding it. Do you get it that way? So we are going to add 1 to this, to the whole number over here. So what do we have? It will turn to what? 9.0. Right? So this is what? This is the answer. So if this part, okay, is below 5, okay, you just discard those numbers and take the whole number parts. Alright? But if it is what? 5 and beyond, you add 1 to the whole number, and that becomes your what? Your final answer. Viewers, this is the end to this simple tutorial. So far as Tyndanius maths and science is concerned, we are going to explore. Bye.